Point, I'm Erika Baker.
And I'm Mitrovic. This week in SPTV News, President Trump recently signed a controversial executive order. There are new Super Bowl chants, and the Carlsten Art Gallery is hosting a month-long exhibit.
All this and more when we return. President Trump recently signed an executive order to suspend some immigration from 7 predominantly Muslim countries for 90 days. However, the executive order has affected other Muslims that are not from the 7 countries.
Youssef, viens. Ah oui.
Fadwa Alawi wanted to take her 5-year-old son to the U.S. last weekend to celebrate the end of his chemotherapy. It's a trip she's made many times before without issue, but this time U.S. border agents questioned her, then turned her away.
He told me, "You are Muslim, right?" I said, "Yes." He told me, "Do you practice your religion?" I said, "Yes." So he asked me, "Which mosque do you go? What is the imam's name? Where do you pray?" Pictures at the hospital.
She says they also asked about her family, what she thought about U.S. President Donald Trump, and about videos on her cell phone of people praying in Arabic. She says they took her fingerprints and photo, then refused her entry to the U.S.
The officer, she came and she told me, "We'll not let you enter to the United States." I said, "Why? What is the reason?" She told me, "Because we find videos and concerns against us." I feel that I was humiliated, disappointed.
Alawi is a Canadian citizen born in Morocco, a country not affected by U.S. President Donald Trump's contested travel ban. Still, U.S. border agents have the right to turn people away at their discretion.
I don't know if it's a rogue officer who's acting on their own impulses. I don't know if it would be even more disturbing if there were orders coming from higher up in the U.S. administration to be doing this, but we certainly seem to be seeing the start of a pattern.
Some of the Muslims that were affected are international students studying in the United States. As the second semester starts, the students are missing classes and getting behind schedule as they are banned to return to the country.
SIO and the Blood Center of Wisconsin are partnering up for the first blood drive of the semester. SIO is looking for volunteers to help run the event and people to donate. Appointments are encouraged, but SIO will take walk-ins. The process takes about an hour from registration to recovery, and students can find sign-up forms on the SIO webpage. The blood drive will take place on Wednesday, February 22nd, Thursday, February 23rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the DUC Laird Room. Refreshments will be provided for donors.
On Wednesday afternoon, SIU hosted a volunteer fair offering a variety of opportunities in the Stevens Point area.
There were 26 organizations from campus, Stevens Point, and the Wisconsin Rapids area represented at the volunteer fair on Wednesday afternoon. A variety of opportunities were available for students to get involved with.
From working with kids to working with adults, things related to the outdoors. There's all different kinds of opportunities. I know American Heart Association, Heartland Hospice, the United Way, CAP Services, all of those organizations are here, so they have a wealth of opportunities.
Volunteering allows students to become more involved in the campus and the community.
Nice way to get connected to the community if you're not from Stevens Point or Portage County and you don't know a lot about things beyond campus. It's a nice way to learn. Also, it's a nice way to connect to things related to your major. So if you wanted to go into the field of health, you might want to volunteer at the hospital or the clinic and kind of get a feel for what it's like to work in healthcare. If you want to work with kids, the Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers Big Sisters, there's lots of opportunities for you to get some interaction with kids and really flesh out if that's something that you want to do as a career for the rest of your life.
There are a few ways to find out more information about volunteer opportunities throughout the semester.
So we help sponsor the volunteersrock.org website that's offered here in Portage County through the United Way. So when we don't have a fair happening during the fall semester or the spring semester, we filter all of our students to that website. Stevens Point's not a huge community, so we figure why would we duplicate services and have volunteers going in different directions. So everyone goes to the volunteersrock.org website, and that's where all of our volunteer opportunities within the community are located.
For SPTV News, I'm Nicole Seiter.
For more information, visit the SIO website.
Baseball legend Dennis Biddle was on campus last night to share his experience and wisdom with UWSP students. Biddle was the youngest player in the Negro Baseball League and founder of the Negro League Baseball Players. Biddle was born on June 24, 1935 in Magnolia, Arkansas, and began his baseball career when he was 17 years old. He played for the Chicago American Giants from 1953 to 1954 and was entered in the congressional record as the youngest person to play in the Negro Baseball League. In 1996, Biddle founded yesterday's Negro League baseball players to support the surviving members and to defend their economic interest. To find out more when other guests come to campus, contact Entertainment Production and check campus announcements.
SPTV is beginning to take an in-depth look at different clubs offered here at UWSP. This week, we're looking into Any Swing Goes. SPTV is starting to take a closer look at different clubs around campus. This week, we're looking into Any Swing Goes.
We meet on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the heck of 154. It's like right by the basketball courts area, or when people do dodgeball.
There are a lot of new clubs around campus, but Any Swing Goes has been around for about 12 years and is still always open to new members.
My partner is the clumsiest person on the planet, and he still manages to be fine. So you don't need any experience. Just come in and you'll have fun.
No experience is required, so Any Swing Goes is a great way to try something new.
It definitely helps with your confidence to even get out of your comfort zone and bring friends along and just have fun. I've noticed so much of a confidence difference between anyone who barely knows how to dance to gets really well at it.
Aaron and the other members of Any Swing Goes will teach you the basics, then build you up for more advanced dances.
I usually start with swing, so that's what the first couple weeks are going to be, just doing some swing moves, basics to advance, and then we teach other stuff like foxtrot is going to be our next thing. I'm teaching salsa outside of school, doing all that stuff, a lot of like couple dances that whether you're single or have a partner, it's great.
If you're looking for more information on Any Swing Goes or other clubs, check in at SIO. This is Erika Baker reporting for SPTV. You can visit SIO's spin page for more information.
Valentine's Day is a celebration of love and companionship, and no one knows how to love unconditionally than our four-legged friends. UWSP's Veterans Club is hosting a canine kissing booth to raise money for the club. The Veterans Club will bring together service and support dogs so all students can receive some love on Valentine's Day. The Veterans Club will be set up outside the DUC on February 14th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Legal help and support is now available for students here on campus. Reporters Breanna, Schmitt, and Sartell have more.
Student Legal Services is available to students on campus.
Student Legal Services is actually an office that's funded by and provided by the Student Government Association. And the attorney that SGA funds is able to work with our students on almost any issue.
Common questions that are asked are about leases, deposit, and tickets and citations.
Most often, students have questions about landlord-tenant issues.
Not only can they provide information about these issues, they can also help with the divorce and family issues.
It's almost any kind of information that the attorney can help with.
The only limitation is that the lawyer cannot disclose information about the university.
She cannot provide consultations or information about the university-related conduct process.
It's beneficial to the students that there is a resource on campus whenever they need it.
Our goal, so up here at the Dean of Students office, part of our primary mission is to help students find the resources that allow them to be successful. And that's what Student Legal Services will do for all of our students. So if they have a question of a legal nature, there is a fully licensed, fully trained attorney on campus.
There is a small fee for this service.
One-time $5 fee.
The important thing here is that this is made for students, funded by the students.
This is a student-funded initiative. This is a student-funded office through the Student Government Association.
This is Breanna Schmitt and Sartell with SPTV.
To schedule an appointment, email Kathy Heck at kmonk@uwsp.edu. And for more information, check out the Student Legal Services page.
If your old coats, hats, or mittens are taking up space in your closet, the cupboard is now accepting donations. Not everyone has the supplies they need to deal with the Wisconsin winters, and the cupboard is asking for help. In addition to perishable and non-perishable food, the cupboard distributes toiletries and clothing. It also relies on the kindness of others and works hard to continue to provide emergency supplies to UWSP students. They are currently low on warm clothing items and will continue to accept any donations. If you'd like to donate to the cupboard, you can drop off the donations at the SIEO front desk in the lower level of the DUC.
Are you looking for a job or internship? This past Thursday, the College of Natural Resources sponsored a career fair offering part-time jobs, full-time jobs, and internship opportunities.
The career fair, put on by the College of Natural Resources, offers a range of employment opportunities. Some of the industries represented were water resources, forestry, soils, waste management, wildlife opportunities, and restoration opportunities. Many of the businesses were seeking students in the College of Natural Resources, but the fair was open to students of all majors. The fair hosted both local companies and companies from as far as Illinois.
Yeah, so we have anywhere, a lot of cities all over the state of Wisconsin. We have county employers that are here. In fact, county employers as far as Illinois have come, seeking, for example, law enforcement officers. We also have a lot of nonprofit as well as private companies like tree care services or companies that are providing habitat for butterfly restoration. So there's all different types of companies here, and again, they seek students with all different backgrounds.
The College of Natural Resources has a few different ways to find more information about the opportunities presented at the fair.
They can stop into the College of Natural Resources Academic and Career Advising Center, which is in room 122 of the TNR building. We also have an employer list that I could send out if people wanted to email me, Bobby Huebsch. I'm happy to send that out to them. And we also have a CNR reporter, a College of Natural Resources reporter, that students can find online, and we can link the employers that were there in the College of Natural Resources.
There is an upcoming career fair on the week of February 20th that is open to all majors. For SPTV News, I am Nicole Seiter.
For more job opportunities, go to the SIEO website.
One of the largest organizations with a long history in the community is the International Club here on campus. SPTV's Ji-Sung Kim has a closer view of the organization.
International Club is a special place for international students at UWSP. Christopher Benny is a sophomore from India. He talks about how the organization supports him and other students.
They make sure that I have a safe space to go to. The International Club office is always welcoming, and it's inclusive of whoever you are, wherever you're from, whatever your beliefs are.
The International Club also tries to help students on other aspects of campus life.
Well, my main goal with being an executive member of International Club is to make sure that the domestic students and the international students intermingle, because oftentimes it's comfortable for us when we just stay in our groups of friends, and I want international students personally, because I was given the opportunity to feel that way, is to feel at home and to find a support system which they can rely upon and they can use to effectively succeed in whatever they do.
Benny talks about his experience taking part of the International Club's event.
I attended my first International Club dinner. I made a lot of connections. I met a lot of professors there, and it wasn't in a very tense setting. It wasn't like I was in a class or I was in a committee meeting. I was just relaxing, eating good food, listening to good music, good entertainment, and connecting with people.
There are some improvements that can be made to the organization.
Better outreach for the events. A lot of people don't know about it, so better outreach to the UWSP community, because students over here want to learn more. They want to be global citizens. They want to be educated about what's happening around the world.
For SPTV, I'm Ji-Sung Kim.
International Club welcomes both international students and native students who have or are interested in learning new cultures and being part of a diverse community.
That is all the news we have for you this evening.
and we'll be right back with sports after the break.
Serving a campus of 9,600 strong, we are the home of UWSP Television. We are SPTV. You can find us on Charter Channel 983, online, or on any of our social media sites.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Melissa Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.
Welcome back. This week in sports, there's a new Super Bowl champion, and it's New England Patriots. They beat the Atlanta Falcons in an overtime thriller Sunday night in Houston, 34-28. The Falcons were ahead 21-3 at halftime, and their lead grew to 28-3 in the third quarter. Atlanta then proceeded to blow a 25-point lead with the game tied at 28. Going into overtime, New England won the coin toss and drove the ball right down the field. Former Wisconsin Badger James White scored the winning touchdown on a 2-yard run to win the game. The Green Bay Packers have released 7-year veterans running back James Sartell and cornerback Sam Shields. The move is expected to free up around $12 million in cap space for next season. The Wisconsin Badgers basketball team finds its record at 20-3 after a 65-60 win over Indiana Sunday afternoon at the Kohl Center. Ethan Happ chipped in 20 points to lead the offense for Wisconsin. The Badgers hit the hardwood tonight against Nebraska and Lincoln. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. On Wednesday, the Milwaukee Bucks announced they've acquired the right to own and operate a D-League team that will begin play in Oshkosh for the 2017-2018 season. The team will play in a 3,500-seat arena that will be built in time for play. The UWSP men's basketball team lost to UW-Whitewater in a nail-biter in the Quantum-Gym, 56-55. MJ Delmore led the Pointers with 12 points. Their next game is this Saturday when they travel to UW-Stout for a 3 p.m. tip-off. The UWSP women's basketball team beat Whitewater last night 75-57. Autumn Haynes led the offensive charge with 16 points. The next game is this Saturday at home for Senior Day against UW-Stout. Tip-off in that one is set for 3 p.m. as well. UWSP Athletic Director Brad Duckworth is entering his 7th month as Athletic Director here at UWSP. He is a native of Necedah, Wisconsin, and brings much experience to the job. We learn more about him in this week's edition of Getting to Know You.
Well, I was a coach for 20 years, so I guess I would be, I'd probably, if somebody foolish enough to hire me back, I'd probably be coaching again. But if I wasn't working in athletics, I'd be working somewhere with kids. You know, my initial intention out of high school was to be a teacher. You know, so I guess if I wasn't working in intercollegiate athletics, I've been lucky enough to have a long career in it, but I would have went into education. You know, I've admired Stevens Point in all 20 years I've been a coach. I went to UW La Crosse. I grew up in Necedah, which is an hour from here. So my entire life I've known of or admired or played against, and they probably beat me, Stevens Point. And when the opportunity opened this summer, this last summer, to come up here, I thought, you know, I have to give this a chance to see. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because this is a job that shouldn't open very often. And I was lucky enough to get it. I knew of Frank O'Brien, the previous athletic director, Hall of Fame athletic director, and he was the interim athletic director at the time, so having a chance to meet Frank and understand what Stevens Point Athletics was, it became a no-brainer to come up here. Well, you know, one of the things that my players used to tease me about when they would figure this out is that I was, I won't say how I got there, but I was asked to be in the play in high school. So I was in 3 musicals. I was once in The Wizard of Oz. I was the lion in The Wizard of Oz. Those pictures circulate between my former players occasionally that they found. I was in South Pacific in The Sound of Music. So.
Tune in for next week's edition of Getting to Know You, where we feature women's basketball player Lauren Anklem. The UWSP men's hockey team won both their games over the weekend. On Friday, they beat UW Stout 6-1 and beat UW Superior on Saturday by a score of 6-3. They finished their regular season schedule this weekend when they go on the road on Friday to play UW Stout and on Saturday to play UW Eau Claire. That's all the sports stories we have for you tonight. Up next is Entertainment News with Sartell. I'm Joy Huebsch for SPTV Sports.
It is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV News that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Welcome back to Entertainment News. This Friday, Diversity in College Access is showing an advanced screening of National Geographic's Gender Revolution. The film features Katie Couric as she explores the complexities associated with gender identity in today's society. Couric talks a variety of sources, including scientists, activists, families, and others, to gain a perspective on the challenges that individuals face when discovering and evolving their gender identity. The screening will take place on Friday, February 10th from 7 to 10 p.m. in the DUC Theater. For more information, contact the Gender and Sexuality Alliance organization right here on campus. If you're unable to see the latest Disney princess in theaters, have no fear. Entertainment Productions will be showing the movie Moana in the DUC Theater this week. Moana follows the story of a young girl named Moana as she gets off an adventure to find the demigod Mau and break a curse that has befallen on her island. The film is based off of Polynesian mythology and other cultural aspects. Starring newcomer Ali Cavajo and Dwayne Johnson, this critically acclaimed film is nominated for Best Animated Feature and received an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song. The screening of Moana will take place on Saturday, February 11th at 7 or 9 p.m. This semester's Entertainment Productions will be using punch cards at their events. These punch cards were given to students in the dorms and can be picked up at the Entertainment office for those who would like one. When students attend various Entertainment Productions on campus, they have their card punched, and when they have enough punches, students qualify for various prizes such as gift cards and other on-campus prizes. For more information, contact Entertainment. The Carlsten Art Arena will be hosting a month-long exhibition called Intermarry Video Art from China. The event is curated by former UWSP student Ellen Larson. Ellen studied in Beijing for 4 years, where she received her graduate degree in Chinese art. Along with various video pieces, the exhibition will include a screening of the award-winning movie Poet on a Business Trip. This satirical film has only been shown in the United States at the Guggenheim Museum in New York and in San Francisco. The opening reception of the exhibition will be held on Monday, February 13th from 9 to 6 p.m. in the Carlsten Art Gallery, and the screening for Poet on a Business Trip is on March 2nd from 7 to 9 p.m. in room 221 in the MFAC. That's all we have for you this week for Entertainment News. Up next is Lost in Lepak with Pointer Politics. I'm Sartell with SPTV Entertainment News.
Thanks, Sarah. politics this week, Wisconsin Democrats are focusing on two bills concerning the legalization of medical marijuana. In the first bill, it proposes that the legalization of the drug for medical uses for patients who qualify, while the second bill would put the bill to a non-binding statewide referendum. Lawmakers explained that medicinal marijuana is a safer alternative to opiates for treating chronic pain, and that the drug should be taken more seriously as a possible health solution. Marijuana has a different reputation than other chronic pain-reducing drugs, such as opiates, and could prove to be an alternative for other fast-reducing pain relievers. Major concern for those who oppose the bill is that prescriptions for marijuana would not only be given to those who need it, but would also be prescribed for recreational use as well. There is still much debate over the bill, and nothing is certain yet. Michigan, Illinois, and Minnesota have all legalized the drug for medical purposes, and Wisconsin could be next. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is proposing a $649 million budget for public schools. This is a drastic turn of events for the governor, who not only 2 years ago proposed to have a $127 million budget cut for Wisconsin public schools. The amount of money that Walker proposes to put back in the education system would take an alternate approach and would not necessarily come from the state's traditional formula, but instead follow a special aid formula. Overall aid to public schools increases, averaging out to an extra $200 towards each student. The governor also wants to increase technology grants and wants to put millions towards helping school districts to connect disabled students with jobs. Walker will propose this bill in the coming week, and with the national concern of cutting funding for public schools, this bill may be passed at a critical time. A historic tiebreaker took place on Wednesday night when Vice President Mike Pence was summoned to the Capitol to break a tie on a cabinet nomination. Betsy DeVos is now the new Secretary of Education. While DeVos has been active in the Republican Party since the 1970s, she has almost no background in education, and critics speculate that her financial contributions to the Republican Party helped her achieve this position, but it is unproven. The decision was not an easy one, as the Senate struggled from a 50-50 vote before Pence was called in to break the tie. Teacher unions across the nation have avidly protested the decision. Some of DeVos reforms include expanding parental choice in education, as well as embracing charter schools and vouchers, but this would possibly require a new distribution of federal education money, which could put public schools at risk. DeVos' public policies are under heavy criticism and will be avidly watched by the nation. 2017 has proved to be a politically charged year following President Trump's inauguration in January. Individuals from all types of cultures and walks of life have shown a solidarity against some of the president's actions. This week, more than 100 companies have filed a motion against President Trump due to the travel ban he imposed. The travel ban halts persons of 7 different Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States for 90 days, as well as refugees for 120 days. Most of the companies that have opposed the ban are tech companies such as Apple, Google, and Facebook, with the exceptions of Chobani, Kind, and Levi Strauss, as these companies were founded by immigrants. In total, 127 companies have declared Trump's ban to violate the immigration laws and the Constitution. The order was filed with the Ninth Court of Circuit Appeals this past Sunday, shortly after they denied the U.S. government's emergency request to resume the travel ban after it had been halted. The court is awaiting legal briefs from the U.S. government before it can make a decision. This is not the first time the tech companies have taken legal action against Trump, and it looks like it will not be the last. That is all we have for you this week in Pointer Politics. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in animals or just looking for a way to help preserve wildlife? Then the Wildlife Society might be just for you. As one of the largest organizations at UWSP, you will have your chance to help in projects that study and preserve animals, network with professionals, and meet like-minded people. Join us Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and join the Wildlife Society today.
That's all we have for you this week on SPTV. Make sure to keep yourself updated on all of our social media pages.
Until next time, Stevens Point, have a great night.